Earth had never faced a threat like this before. The Galactic Council had sent an enormous fleet, 500 warships, to hunt down a single human. Most people on Earth did not know why, but in the hidden corners of space, some knew the truth. One human had struck against the Council's forces and survived, a human whose name would soon become legend. His name was June. June had once been part of Earth's elite space fleet. He had led missions far from home, fighting against hostile alien forces and surviving battles that would have destroyed any ordinary human. But June had grown tired of the endless wars and left his post. He lived quietly on a small space station orbiting Earth, repairing old ships and helping train new pilots in secret. He never thought the galaxy would call him back into action. The first warning came in a sharp, coded transmission intercepted by Earth's monitoring stations. Aliens were coming. Not a few, but 500 warships. Each ship was larger and stronger than any human vessel. Each one was armed with weapons that could destroy entire cities in minutes. The Council was not asking for surrender. They were coming to exterminate the one human who had dared to defy them. On the orbital station, June listened to the messages. He felt the weight of responsibility press down on him. Earth had no chance against such a fleet unless someone led the defense. He remembered the training, the missions, the endless nights of strategy and survival. He could not let humanity fall. Not when they had fought so hard to reach the stars. He gathered his closest allies, humans who had served with him and trusted his judgment. There was Hay, a brilliant engineer who could modify ships with tools no one else could imagine. There was Min, a young pilot who had grown up dreaming of space adventures, but already had the courage of a seasoned soldier. There was Sujin, a tactician who could read enemy movements like an open book. Together, they formed a small team that could act faster than the enormous fleet approaching Earth. June and his team began preparations immediately. They studied every known alien technology, scanned battle reports, and calculated the fleet's likely paths. There were no illusions. 500 warships were enough to wipe out Earth's entire orbiting defenses if they attacked directly. The humans would have to use cunning, speed, and unexpected tactics to survive. The Galactic Council assumed humans were weak, predictable, and expendable. They did not know that humanity thrived in chaos, adapted quickly, and fought with creativity. June knew that a single human could not destroy 500 warships alone, but a clever plan could cause confusion and damage far beyond their numbers. Days passed. Scouts reported the enemy fleet moving closer. Earth's population watched the skies nervously. Panic was building, but leaders trusted June's plan. They had no choice. The planet's survival depended on the actions of one human and his small team. June spent long hours studying the fleet's formation. He noted weak points in their coordination, patterns in their patrols, and timing between attacks. He knew that one wrong move could mean the destruction of every station orbiting Earth. He shared his findings with Hay, Min, and Sujin, and they worked tirelessly to prepare the ships and train new pilots. Even in the quiet moments, June felt the weight of the task. Memories of past battles, victories, and losses swirled in his mind. He thought of the humans who had died in space, of the friends who would never see Earth again. Each memory fueled his determination. If he could not succeed, humanity would face annihilation. Finally, the fleet was visible on long-range scanners. It stretched across the horizon of space like a black ocean. Each warship gleamed with weapons that had been designed to destroy planets. The humans were ready, but the odds seemed impossible. Yet June smiled. Humans had survived impossible odds before, and they would do so again. As the first signals of attack reached them, June gave orders. Hay activated the modified defense systems, Min prepared the fastest interceptors, and Sujin analyzed the fleet's movements. Every human on the station felt the tension in the air. The battle for Earth's survival had begun, and at the center of it was a human who had been forgotten by history, but would now be remembered forever. The first wave of alien scouts entered Earth's orbit. They were fast, but the humans were faster and smarter. Using the orbital terrain and the station's modified weapons, June's team managed to destroy several scout ships before they could report back. Confusion spread through the alien fleet. They had assumed humans would run or surrender, but instead, the humans fought back with precision and bravery. June moved from station to station, coordinating attacks, adjusting strategies, and encouraging his team. The battle was relentless. Explosions lit up the blackness of space, and the sounds of alarms filled every corridor. Humans were dying, ships were being destroyed, but the team pressed on, refusing to give in. By the end of the first day, the alien fleet had suffered more damage than expected. June knew this was only the beginning. 500 warships were still out there, but now they had seen that humans were not so easily defeated. Fear began to creep into the alien commanders' minds, a fear they had never experienced before from a single human opponent. June stood on the observation deck, looking at the distant stars. He thought of Earth, of the people below, and of the responsibility he carried. He knew the coming days would be harder, but he also knew that humans could survive anything if they worked together and used their minds as weapons. He was ready for the fight ahead, ready to prove that even one human could stand against an entire fleet and protect the world he loved. The stage was set. Earth's survival depended on courage, strategy, and the strength of the human spirit. June, the forgotten champion, was ready to lead humanity into a battle that would be remembered for generations. The galaxy had underestimated humans, and now they would learn why no one should ever do that. June and his team moved quickly to prepare for the coming battle. The alien fleet was too large for a direct fight, so they had to rely on speed, cunning, and clever tactics. The humans on the station worked tirelessly, checking every system, adjusting every ship, and studying the enemy's patterns. June knew that even one mistake could cost the lives of everyone on Earth. Hay, the engineer, was busy modifying the ship's engines and weapons. She worked late into the night, her hands moving quickly over the controls. She created shields that could deflect the alien energy beams and weapons that could strike with precision. Min, the young pilot, practiced maneuvers in the simulators, learning to fly through asteroid fields and tight spaces faster than the aliens could react. Sujin, the tactician, reviewed maps of the galaxy and calculated every possible movement of the enemy fleet. June gathered his team in the command room. "We are outnumbered, but we are not weak," he said. "The Council thinks they can destroy us with numbers. They don't know humans can think, adapt, and survive against anything. We have one chance, and we must use it wisely." The team nodded, understanding the danger. They knew they would face overwhelming forces, but they also knew that humans had survived impossible odds before. Each of them felt the weight of responsibility, but none of them hesitated. They had trained for moments like this, and now it was real. Days passed, and the alien fleet drew closer. Long-range scanners picked up the massive ships moving toward Earth, their weapons glowing like dangerous stars. The humans could see the threat clearly now. The alien commanders assumed humans would hide or surrender, but June had a different plan. He wanted to strike first and create confusion among the enemy ranks. June and Sujin studied the fleet's formation. They noticed patterns in how the warships moved, gaps in their defenses, and weak spots in their coordination. June decided to use the station itself as bait, drawing some of the fleet into traps where humans could strike with precision. He explained the plan to Hay and Min, and they began preparing the ships and weapons accordingly. Min trained harder than ever, flying through simulations that mimicked the alien attacks. He learned to dodge beams, evade missiles, and strike quickly before disappearing again. Hay worked with engineers to create small drones that could interfere with the alien warship systems, causing confusion and delays. Sujin created maps and plans for every possible outcome, making sure they were ready for anything. As the day of the first attack arrived, Earth's population watched the skies anxiously. Many had never seen a fleet like this before. 500 warships stretched across the horizon, casting long shadows over the planets and moons. June and his team prepared their small human fleet, knowing that each ship had to count and every maneuver had to be precise. The first scouts of the alien fleet entered Earth's orbit. They were fast and aggressive, but June had anticipated their movements. Using modified ships and clever tactics, the humans destroyed several scouts before they could report back to the main fleet. The aliens began to sense that humans were not as easy to defeat as they thought. June led small strike teams, flying through asteroid fields and using debris to hide their movements. Hei's modifications made the ships faster and more agile, while Sujin guided them with strategic instructions that anticipated the aliens' reactions. Min piloted interceptors that struck quickly and then vanished, frustrating the enemy. The humans managed to create chaos among the first wave of warships. Several were destroyed, and communication between the alien commanders began to break down. The Council had never faced such unpredictable tactics. They were forced to adapt, but June had already thought 3 steps ahead. During a brief moment of calm, June gathered his team. "They think they can overwhelm us, but we are stronger than they know," he said. "We must stay focused, act together, and never give them a clear target. The humans have survived impossible battles before, and we will do it again." The following days were a test of endurance. The alien fleet pressed closer, launching attacks on different stations and ships. Human defenders worked in shifts, repairing damage, manning weapons, and keeping the fleet coordinated. June stayed at the command center, directing movements and adjusting strategies as the battle unfolded. One night, June walked along the observation deck, looking at Earth far below. The planet was beautiful and fragile, and the weight of the battle pressed on him. He thought about all the humans depending on him, and he felt a renewed determination. No matter how many warships were coming, he would not let Earth fall. Humans were strong, resilient, and creative. That was their greatest weapon. As the battle continued, June noticed a pattern in the alien attacks. They were growing careless, assuming humans would always retreat or surrender. This gave him an opportunity. He planned a daring strike at the heart of the alien formation, using a combination of drones, stealth ships, and rapid attacks. If it worked, it could destroy a large part of the fleet and give humans a critical advantage. Hei worked tirelessly to prepare the ships, installing the last modifications that could make the difference. Min practiced maneuvers until he knew them perfectly, ready to fly through enemy fire. Sujin calculated every timing, making sure the strike would be coordinated perfectly. June oversaw everything, knowing that the success of this plan depended on each of them performing flawlessly. Finally, the moment came. June gave the order to launch the strike. The human ships moved out of the shadows, striking the alien fleet with precision. Explosions lit up space as warships were destroyed or disabled. The aliens were shocked, unable to respond effectively to the unexpected tactics. Humans had turned the tide of the first major encounter. Even with these successes, the battle was far from over. The main fleet was still approaching, and Earth's defenses were stretched thin. But for the first time, the aliens realized that humans were a force to be reckoned with. One human, forgotten by history, had begun to change the course of the battle and show the galaxy that humans were not weak. June looked at his team, exhausted but determined. They had proven that strategy, courage, and teamwork could stand against overwhelming odds. The fight for Earth was only beginning, but humans had taken their first major step. The forgotten champion had struck back, and the galaxy was starting to notice. The alien fleet had grown closer, and Earth's orbit was filled with the shadow of enormous warships. The humans could feel the pressure mounting. June and his team were ready, but they knew this battle would test everything they had prepared for. The first contact was about to begin, and the humans had to make every move count. June gathered his team. "Remember, we are outnumbered, but not powerless," he said. "Our strength is in our tactics, our speed, and our ability to adapt. Stay focused, trust each other, and we can turn this battle in our favor." Hei monitored the ship systems, making adjustments to shields and weapons. She had spent hours fine-tuning every piece of technology. The modifications would allow their small fleet to maneuver quickly and strike precisely. Min, the pilot, ran final simulations in the hangar, preparing for evasive moves and rapid attacks. Sujin analyzed the enemy's formation and patterns, noting every weakness in their defenses. The first wave of alien warships entered orbit. They were massive, armed with energy cannons and missiles that could obliterate human stations in seconds. But the humans were ready. Using hidden paths among asteroids and space debris, they moved their small fleet into positions that gave them advantage. June led the strike personally, flying one of the fastest ships and coordinating the attacks. The battle began with chaos. Explosions lit up the darkness of space as human ships darted between debris and fired at alien scouts. Min piloted her interceptor with incredible skill, weaving through enemy fire and striking weak points in the alien ships. Hei's drones jammed enemy sensors, creating confusion among the alien commanders. Sujin's calculations allowed the humans to predict enemy movements, avoiding traps and counterattacks. Despite being outnumbered, humans managed to destroy several warships in the first engagement. The aliens were shocked. They had expected humans to hide or surrender, but instead, they faced coordinated attacks and clever strategies. June's leadership and the team's skills were showing that humans could fight with intelligence and creativity, not just numbers. Earth's population watched anxiously as the battle unfolded in orbit. The explosions could be seen even from the surface, lighting up the night sky. Many were frightened, but leaders encouraged people to trust in June and the human fleet. They knew that survival depended on bravery and clever tactics. June noticed that the aliens were adjusting their strategy, trying to close the gap and overwhelm the humans. He realized that a direct fight with the main fleet would be suicidal. Instead, he planned to split the enemy forces, using rapid attacks and stealth maneuvers to isolate smaller groups of warships and destroy them one by one. Hei worked on special modifications that allowed the ships to appear and disappear from sensors briefly. Min trained to use these features, striking quickly and retreating before the aliens could respond. Sujin mapped the paths of alien movements, creating opportunities for ambushes. The humans relied on their intelligence and teamwork to compensate for their smaller numbers. The first major ambush was a success. A group of 10 alien warships, separated from the main fleet, was destroyed by a combination of drones, interceptors, and targeted attacks. The destruction shocked the rest of the fleet and sent messages of confusion back to the Council. Humans were proving that they could not be easily defeated. June took a brief pause in the command room, looking at the projections on the screens. The aliens were beginning to make mistakes, and humans were taking advantage of them. He reminded his team that every move counted, and they had to stay sharp. Even one misstep could be fatal in the vast battlefield of space. The battle continued for hours. Humans moved with precision, avoiding large-scale confrontations and focusing on ambushes and strikes at weak points. Hei adjusted shields and weapons constantly, Min piloted with skill, and Sujin recalculated enemy positions in real time. The aliens, despite their numbers, were frustrated and confused by the humans' unpredictable tactics. During one intense moment, a human ship was nearly destroyed. Min executed a daring maneuver through an asteroid field, dodging enemy fire and saving her crew. June praised her quick thinking, knowing that the bravery of each human was crucial to the survival of the fleet. The team felt a sense of pride and determination, knowing they could face impossible odds together. As night fell on Earth, the battle showed no signs of stopping. Explosions and flashes of light were visible across the planet's orbit. Humans had managed to destroy dozens of alien warships, but the main fleet remained. June knew that this was just the beginning, and the coming days would bring even greater challenges. However, the first contact had proven that humans were not to be underestimated. June and his team took a brief moment to rest. The tension was high, but they shared a quiet understanding. Humans had survived this far because of courage, intelligence, and teamwork. The aliens were powerful, but humans had something they could never replicate: adaptability and determination. Every decision, every action, and every sacrifice counted. The first major battle had ended with human success, but the war was far from over. June knew that the alien fleet would regroup and return with new strategies. Earth's survival depended on the humans' ability to continue fighting with skill and bravery. He looked at Hei, Min, and Sujin and felt hope. Together, they could face anything the galaxy threw at them. The humans had proven themselves in the first engagement. The aliens now knew that Earth was defended not just by ships, but by strategy, courage, and the brilliance of a forgotten champion. June's name would begin to spread across the galaxy, and humans would learn that even when outnumbered, they could strike back with strength and intelligence. The battle for Earth had begun in earnest, and humans were ready to fight. The battle in orbit around Earth had escalated. The alien fleet had regrouped after the initial human attacks and now pressed harder, determined to crush the resistance. The sheer number of warships was overwhelming, and human defenses were being pushed to their limits. Yet June and his team refused to give in. They knew that courage, skill, and clever strategy were humanity's best weapons. June stood in the command center, observing the movement of the enemy fleet. The Council's warships were massive and heavily armed, but their size made them less flexible. June studied their patterns, searching for weaknesses. He noticed that some ships were too far ahead of the main group, leaving gaps in their formation. These gaps could be exploited with careful planning and quick maneuvers. Hay adjusted the shields on their ships, boosting their defensive capabilities. She had designed modifications that allowed them to absorb energy blasts for a short time and redirect some of the force back toward the enemy. Min prepared her squadron for high-speed strikes, practicing sudden dives and evasive loops to hit the gaps in the alien formation. Sujin tracked the enemy, predicting where the next weaknesses would appear. June addressed the team. "We cannot destroy the entire fleet at once. Instead, we must divide and conquer. Use speed, stealth, and precision. Hit them where they are weak and retreat before they can regroup. Every small victory counts, and together we can change the tide." The first engagement of this new phase began with humans using decoys and stealth maneuvers to lure sections of the alien fleet away from the main group. Min led several small strike teams, striking quickly and then disappearing before the aliens could counterattack. Hay's drones disabled enemy communications, causing confusion and delays. Sujin coordinated the attacks, ensuring every move was synchronized and effective. Explosions erupted across space as alien warships were hit and disabled. The humans' unpredictability forced the aliens to slow down and reconsider their strategy. They had assumed superior numbers would be enough to win, but humans demonstrated intelligence, adaptability, and determination that could not be ignored. During a particularly tense moment, one of the human ships was caught in crossfire. Min executed a daring maneuver through a field of asteroids, dodging energy beams and guiding her squad safely out of danger. The team watched in awe, knowing that such bravery was essential to their survival. Each human pilot and crew member understood the stakes and acted with precision and courage. June then decided to strike at the heart of the alien formation. Using Hay's advanced technology, they created temporary cloaks for their ships, allowing them to pass undetected into enemy territory. The team executed a surprise attack, targeting key warships that were responsible for controlling communication and coordination in the fleet. The sudden strike caused panic among the aliens, and several ships were destroyed or disabled in minutes. The human fleet moved with remarkable coordination, using hit-and-run tactics to maximize damage while minimizing losses. June's leadership and tactical brilliance inspired the team to push beyond exhaustion, knowing that every action mattered. The alien commanders were forced to adapt on the fly, and even their largest and most powerful ships could not respond effectively to the humans' clever strategies. As the battle continued, Earth watched anxiously. The night sky above the planet was lit with the glow of exploding ships and energy blasts. Citizens held their breath, hoping that the humans defending the planet could continue to outsmart the alien fleet. Leaders on the surface coordinated with the orbital stations, providing support and reinforcements wherever possible. Hay monitored the damage reports, quickly making repairs and adjustments. Min led her squadron in daring attacks, using agility and speed to strike at high-value targets. Sujin recalculated every movement, ensuring that the humans always stayed one step ahead of the enemy. June coordinated every action, thinking several moves ahead and anticipating alien reactions. The humans began to turn the tide. By isolating sections of the alien fleet and using focused attacks, they destroyed more ships than expected. The Council's commanders grew frustrated, realizing that human ingenuity and teamwork were far stronger than anticipated. They began to lose cohesion, making mistakes that the humans exploited with precision. Despite their successes, the humans remained cautious. They knew that the main fleet was still strong and that overconfidence could be deadly. June reminded his team to stay vigilant and continue using strategy, intelligence, and courage as their main weapons. Every small victory contributed to the larger goal, the defense of Earth and the survival of humanity. As the battle raged, June found a moment to reflect. He looked at the glowing planet below, thinking of all the lives depending on their success. Memories of past missions, friends, and losses filled his mind. He felt a renewed determination. Humans had survived countless dangers, and they would survive this one. The galaxy would remember that even against overwhelming odds, humans could stand strong. The alien fleet, shaken by the humans' tactics and bravery, began to retreat slightly, reconsidering their approach. This gave the human team a temporary reprieve and an opportunity to regroup and prepare for the next wave. June and his allies knew that the coming days would be even harder, but they had proven their strength and intelligence. Humans had shown that courage, adaptability, and teamwork could challenge even the most powerful forces in the galaxy. The first major phase of the battle ended with a clear message. Humans were not to be underestimated. June and his team had struck back with precision, intelligence, and bravery. The forgotten champion had led humanity to a turning point, and the alien fleet would remember this day as the moment when Earth's defenders showed their true strength. The fight was far from over, but the humans had gained hope, confidence, and a taste of victory that would carry them through the challenges ahead. The alien fleet had suffered serious losses, yet the remaining warships still posed a tremendous threat. June knew that Earth's survival depended on one decisive strike, a final demonstration of human courage, intelligence, and adaptability. He gathered his team, their faces showing determination and resolve. He checked all systems one last time. Min prepared her squadron for the daring maneuvers ahead, and Sujin calculated the final strategy. The moment had come to strike the heart of the alien fleet. June spoke firmly. "This is our chance. We cannot let them recover or reorganize. Every ship, every move, every person counts. We will show the galaxy what humans can do. Remember, we are strong, smart, and relentless." The team nodded, understanding the enormity of the task. With precise coordination, they moved out of the hidden zones and entered the alien formation. Using cloaked maneuvers and high-speed tactics, they approached the main fleet. He had modified the human ships to emit pulses that interfered with alien sensors, giving them brief moments of invisibility. Min flew daring intercept missions, striking key warships, while Sujin monitored every movement, guiding their team with exact timing. The first wave of the final strike hit the alien command ships. Explosions erupted as the human team targeted the control and communication hubs. The sudden and precise attacks caused confusion among the alien commanders. Warships fired in the wrong directions, collided with each other, and became disorganized. June knew this was their chance to press forward with everything they had. Min led a squadron through a narrow passage between two massive alien cruisers. Her speed and skill allowed her to dodge energy beams and disable critical systems. He's drones sabotaged the enemy's shields, making it easier for human ships to penetrate defenses. Sujin coordinated simultaneous strikes, ensuring no ship was left untouched. Each successful attack weakened the alien fleet further, and Earth's orbit grew brighter with the glow of explosions. The aliens tried to regroup, but June anticipated their every move. He had studied their tactics and patterns for days, predicting how they would respond. With careful calculation, the humans lured the remaining ships into ambushes. Every strike was precise, every maneuver calculated. The alien fleet, despite its overwhelming numbers, began to falter. During a critical moment, one massive warship attempted to flank the human fleet. June acted quickly, leading a small group to intercept. Using speed and stealth, they struck from unexpected angles, damaging the alien vessel and forcing it to retreat. Min executed daring evasive loops to avoid counterattacks, while He guided the drones to disable weapon systems. The teamwork was seamless, and the humans' ingenuity was clear. The battle continued for hours, with humans constantly striking, retreating, and adapting. The alien commanders realized that they could not defeat the humans through sheer numbers alone. Panic began to spread among the fleet, and coordination broke down further. June and his team pressed the advantage, never giving the enemy time to recover. Earth watched the final moments of the battle from below. Citizens were filled with awe and hope as flashes of light lit the skies. The humans defending the planet had proven that intelligence, courage, and determination were more powerful than numbers alone. Messages of admiration and gratitude were sent to the orbital stations, and the people waited with bated breath to see the outcome. June led the final coordinated strike against the command center of the alien fleet. Every move was precise, every attack calculated. Min piloted her ship with unmatched skill, dodging heavy fire while delivering crucial blows. Hay's engineering expertise ensured that the fleet remained operational despite damage. Sujin's calculations guided the timing and positions, making sure the humans maintained the upper hand. Finally, the alien command ship exploded in a massive flash, sending shockwaves through the remaining warships. The alien fleet lost its cohesion, and many ships began retreating. Fear had taken hold of the commanders, and they realized that humans were not to be underestimated. The retreating warships were forced to leave the vicinity of Earth, leaving the planet safe for the moment. June and his team watched as the last of the enemy ships disappeared into the distance. The battle was over. Humans had triumphed, not through raw strength, but through strategy, courage, and teamwork. The once-forgotten champion had led humanity to victory, proving that even against overwhelming odds, humans could defend their world. The orbital stations began repairs, and the surviving human crews celebrated quietly. Hay, Min, and Sujin stood with June, exhausted but proud. Earth was safe, and humanity had shown the galaxy that they were a force to be respected. June looked down at the blue planet, feeling relief and pride. The people below would sleep peacefully, unaware of the full scope of the battle that had just taken place above them. In the days that followed, news of the human victory spread throughout the galaxy. The Galactic Council, once dismissive of humans, reconsidered their assumptions. Reports of a single human leading the defense of Earth against 500 warships inspired awe and respect. June, once forgotten, became a symbol of resilience and courage for all humans. Humanity had proven that strategy, intelligence, and bravery could overcome even the greatest odds. The people of Earth, inspired by their champion, continued to prepare for future challenges, knowing that the galaxy would never underestimate them again. June and his team had written their names into history, and the story of their courage would be told for generations, a reminder that even one human could change the fate of a world.